This just in, Bill Clinton is an Islamophobe? Seriously, listen to this heathen spouting common sense about Islamic extremists and their sense of entitlement.
They got sucked into this by somebody essentially using religion and religious politics to advocate the world's greatest double standard. If you come to our country, we won't let you worship the way you want. We won't let you say what you want to say. We won't let you do what you want to do. However, we have come to your country. Therefore, we have a right to do whatever we want to do, including kill you if you make us mad.
Praise Allah. A leader speaks truth, saying publicly what wimps say privately. I'd say off with his head, but there are those who would take it seriously. Of course, his obvious point is a jarring departure from a cowering establishment who deny the obvious in favor of the big lie. The lie that it's not religion, stupid, is based on grim assumptions of the West, that you and I are armed with pitchforks, ready to chase innocent Muslims because of some bad apples. It's the same idiocy that had the New York Times sugarcoat communism as the dead piled up. It's like Groundhog Day, minus the hog. The double standard Clinton exposes drives its survival. After intolerance makes one country inhospitable, it moves elsewhere, and we let it. It's the one bag you can check upon departure, and it spreads like a virus designed to erase its rivals. And it's real. Not like Islamophobia, that dying smear used against those who sound the alarm against evil. I call it truthophobia, a fear of the facts, as seething disciples accept violence as a path to nirvana, intimidating a fearful population of timid counterparts accepted by a cowardly media. Yes, the media, the horrid thing that recoils in its shell of denial, castigating the fearless, not the feared. So what do empty vessels like Vox, MSNBC, the Huffington Post, and Reuters do now that Bill Clinton is a right-wing extremist? Their job? All right, Bob, you've been saying this yourself. More Dems got to speak up.
Bill Clinton may catch some flack for saying such a thing, and he may be doing that because Hillary is going to run for president. Or he may just be telling what he thinks. But the freedom of speech is important. We should be able to say what we want. Now, when we look at the other things here on Fox News, because CNN is starting to have some copyright infringement policies, so I'm not going to use any CNN. But when you look across the board about news stories that are dominating the headlines, we just had France and the terrorism, two places that were attacked, Jews and cartoonists there. But look, you have Bill O'Reilly blame France. That's about terrorism that's going on with that happened in France. Scroll on down, the editor's picks here. You have two people arrested on suspicion of ISIS link, more terrorism kind of stuff. It's spreading. You have this here where a bunch of people were arrested in Europe over, terrorism spreading. They're trying to stay on top of it. Just more stuff. The strategy in Syria is flawed here. A story about that. A lot of it is terrorist related. There's a lot of terrorism that is spreading because there are a lot of extremists out there. Now, when it comes to places like in the United States, some people claim to be moderate here. And there may be some that are moderate and they just want to go to work and earn a living and live peacefully. But when it comes to becoming a majority, because they have a tradition, supposedly, that is called subjugation, is they basically can use al-taqiyya and lie until they become the majority, and then they take over. Look at places in France that are no-go zones. The police won't even go into certain areas because they become Muslim-dominated, and they can't even go down those roads because it'll end up causing problems because they want Sharia law implemented inside a country who has their own laws. So you're threatening their way of life, their democracy. Now, when it comes to places like Dearborn, Michigan, you can't drive down through Dearborn, Michigan because the Muslim population there wants Sharia law inside the United States. That's what it looks like when they become a majority, and that's concerning to some people, and rightfully so. If all the moderate Muslims want to speak up and say, hey, this is wrong, and there are some I'm seeing on the news that are starting to say stuff like that, but they don't live in the Middle East where it is spreading from. We don't worry about the spread of moderate Muslims. We are concerned about the spread of radical Muslims, and the numbers are growing to where it is a dangerous place in the European continent right now, and it's a dangerous place in the Middle East for sure. That's the stuff that's spreading. And when you look back through history, even the Crusades were a result of Islamic extremism that was spreading across the continent. And there's some people that doubt that because history books don't teach that correctly. But there are some things on YouTube, like 1400-year-old problem, a video that this one fellow made that shows how the Crusades, why they happened, and how the Muslim population at that time took over basically in the entire known world in that area, and basically did what they do. The Boko Haram people, our population there is doing, taking slaves and taking the women, killing the men, and different things like that. That's a concern, not the moderates. Moderates that want to pray and have their religion. People don't have a problem with that in the United States. We let everybody practice their own thing. But when you see it happening in the way it is overseas and every once in a while reaching our shores, that's a concern. And any reasonable person would be concerned that the extreme element is going to overtake the moderates. So the moderate Muslim is not what we're worried about. It's the extremists. Thank you. Subscribe. Share this video, please. And like the video. And if you like supporting this channel, go to my channel, click the Facebook button, and go to Mysteries to Search and contribute to help me make some of the videos. And I've got some great stuff coming up soon. God bless, and see you on the next video.